Okay, we said, good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's AMA session with Digibyte. My name is John Okoy, and I'll be your host for this webinar, an AMA session. Um, while we anticipate others to join us, we will do a brief introduction, and then we proceed to the main task for the day. Okay, so very quickly, I have with me here um, our AMA manager for Digibyte, the person of Mr. James. Mr. James, please greet the house.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
It's great to be around you guys again after a very long time. My very good friend, Tom McCoy, and Gilbert. I really appreciate your efforts and your moves towards achieving adoption using the Digibyte platform. It's nice to be with you guys again. Good evening.
Thank you very much. And also in the house, we have the person of Mr. Gilbert. Mr. Gilbert, please greet the house if you can hear me. Mr. Gilbert, um, Mr. Gilbert, if you can hear me, greet the house. Okay, I think he's not present. So, Joseph, if you can hear me, please greet the house. He will be my moderator for today.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's section. As I said earlier, my name is Joseph Isik.
Okay, thank you very much. So, already we are aware of the purpose of this session. It's an AMA session, ask me any question session with the AMA manager for Digibyte. So it will be an opportunity to ask any question, any relevant question about the Digibyte blockchain ecosystem. Whatever question regarding the Digibyte ecosystem would be present, will be asked on this session. So feel free to make any contribution. Feel free to ask any question. Uh, all questions will be directed to the chat box. You can use the chat box to ask all your questions, and they will be picked, and I will throw them to Mr. James. Okay, Mr. Gilbert, are you here? Oh, are you here, Mr. Gilbert? Okay, greet the house, so I proceed.
All right, guys. It seems as if your network is having some issues. I don't know if you can just check properly.
Okay, um, Gilbert, I think your network is having a little issue, so we can barely hear you. Please. Gilbert, I think we can't hear you, so we would proceed. Proceed.
You can't hear me. I was away. I'm just.
Okay, 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 fine. So, yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear it better now. So, greet the house.
Okay. Hi everyone.
Okay,
I'm sure this is going to be of new learning for everyone who is here. I'm
okay,
the Digibyte manager, John.
okay. Uh, Mr. Gilbert, I think we lost you. I can barely hear you.
So it's nice having all of you here. I'm also one of the among you all.
Okay.
So I just finished making a speech. I don't know where you guys are. Well, it's nice. It's nice being here.
Okay, 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 okay. Welcome. So, without further ado, we would proceed. Okay, once again, welcome everyone. Uh, Thank you for joining us this evening for our AMA session with Digibyte, the person of Mr. James, who is the AMA manager for Digibyte. I think the Nigeria region, if I'm not mistaken, or global. So, Mr. James, um, we would like to know more about the Digibyte blockchain ecosystem, about the Digibyte token itself, and um, what's um, the prospects and what are the potentials Digibyte token has, and also what are the potentials and the prospect for this token. So we would like to hear more about that from you. So over to you, sir.
All right, thank you, John. It's a pleasure being your midst this evening. Thank you once again, Gilbert, and the rest of the crew that have made this session possible. Um, my name is James Enajite. I am the AMA manager for Digibyte Foundation. Um, Basically, my responsibility is to help disseminate information with regards to um, meetings like this, and also communicate with platforms, groups, and other crypto enthusiasts that would really want to know more about the Digibyte platform and what the Digibyte itself can do. So, if first and foremost, if you have or you mention or you send or you receive Digibyte, you are a Digibyte. So invariably, every one of us, because we talk about Digibyte, we are invariably Digibytes because just one Digibyte is a link to the node. And if every one of us owns one, at least one Digibyte, we are all the nodes that make up Digibyte ecosystem, the Digibyte platform as a whole. So, what am I saying? Digibyte is a rapidly growing worldwide decentralized payment system. It's a digital network, and it was inspired by Bitcoin. We all know, we've all heard what Bitcoin is, what Bitcoin can do, and the essence of the creation of the blockchain technology. So it was observed that prior to now, um, financial establishments tend to create fiat, which is money, be it dollars, pounds, euro, or the likes. They, they create them unlimited. They just create and produce cash. And a certain person in the name of Satoshi Nakamoto felt, yes, it's a fictitious name because we do not exactly know the person. Nobody has been able to identify the person. But we know that they created the blockchain technology on Bitcoin. So Digibyte came into existence about 7 years back, where a good programmer, one of the one of the best at it, Jared Tate, and some other guys uh, formed and developed the Digibyte blockchain, taking a niche from the Bitcoin platform itself. So, in all, Digibyte is more or less like a forerunner of Bitcoin. Now, what Digibyte does is it uses the understanding of Bitcoin and developed it even further so that Digibyte allows you to move money over the internet at lightning speed, at cheaper rates, and at unthinkable speed. So if you are to transact on Bitcoin and also comparatively on Digibyte, you would see a massive difference. Such that something that is transacting, for instance, you are transferring $1 million from point A to point B, and you want to transfer that same $1 million with regards to what Digibyte and what Bitcoin can do, you end up seeing the clear cut difference. Whereas Bitcoin might take you close to about 10 to 15 minutes to get that transaction done. Digibyte can do it instantly. And Bitcoin might take you close to about 200 to $500 just to get that $1 million sent. Digibyte can do it for less than 10 pence, which is like 1/10 of a dollar. So this on its own helps to, make a clear cut of what Digibyte can actually do as a as a token. So why use Digibyte? Digibyte has five highly advanced computer algorithms. Those five algorithms gives it the decentralized nature of its kind. So that's the more reason why you hear before you can count the best 10 decentralized cryptocurrencies, Digibyte is usually mentioned because of its decentralized nature. So why do we use Digibyte? One, it is very secure. Digibyte is very secure. Digibyte has the cheapest forms of transactions. You can verify that by yourself by Googling it. No problem like that. Also, Digibyte is, can be stored globally. any part of the world, you can transfer Digibyte to each other. From this part of the world to any other part. I'm somewhere in Europe, you are somewhere in Nigeria. I can send you Digibyte in less than 10 seconds to your wallet. That is the beauty about Digibyte. We might be practicing that this evening if I don't know. I don't think there are new members here. From what I can see a few guys that I know very well. So, all right, like as I was saying, Digibyte is also very decentralized in the sense that um, it has its nodes globally. And when I said each one of us, if you have just one, okay, I can see Emmanuel George's message. Okay, so if each one of us has at least um, one Digibyte, you are part of the Digibyte itself. That's the beauty about Digibyte. And the scarcity of Digibyte. Digibyte is 21 billion that will ever be created. So there can never be more than 21 billion Digibytes. There can never be more than 21 billion Digibytes. So it's really a great thing if each and every one of you can get an understanding of what Digibyte can do and how you can effectively use Digibyte. All right. The characteristics of Digibyte, like I said, it includes 5 independent algorithms, and some of the algorithms include the SHA-256, the scripts, the scheme, Groskell, and then qubit. Presently, they are working on the AutoCrypt, which is might make it the sixth algorithm. So you can see Digibyte is actually transforming. Other cryptocurrencies that we know, most of them are not scalable. They're not scalable. They tend to develop them around a particular moment. But the beauty about Digibyte is that Digibyte can be scalable. It can move, it can wrap around Ethereum, it can wrap around Bitcoin, it can wrap around Litecoin, it can wrap around any other blockchain because of its ability to work in an interoperable pattern whereby it can merge with different platforms easily. That's the beauty about Digibyte. Um, what can you do with Digibyte? You can send, you can receive, and you can also use your address. Digibyte has some other great opportunities which you can also use, like the DigiID, the DigiBlockchain, which you can also develop your own decentralized apps on it. But just like you have Ethereum serving that same purpose, Digibyte can also do that conveniently. Digibyte has the capacity to take over 50 other blockchains wrapped on it. So that's the beauty about Digibyte. And as a person within the
This video.
within
Share
the
this video on office.
blockchain ecosystem, like somebody's mic is echoing, so I think I can hear myself multiple times. Nevertheless, so as a Digibyte member, what we do is we see how we can encourage small businesses, hotels, shops, restaurants, bricklayers, fashion designers, mobile phone operators, and the likes to start using Digibyte as a means of payment, such that you can do transactions comfortably from the comfort of your phone. You can transact with Digibyte. For instance, somebody wants to buy a bottle of Coke for 50 naira. You can give them in Digibyte. It's done. It's possible. If you download the digibyte.io wallet, you will see that the platform can enable you make payments in microfunds. So you can even pay kobo, you can pay in naira, you can pay to the least kobo can be calculated in Digibyte. That is the scalability we're talking about in Digibyte. All right. So I don't know if there is any question or if there's any other thing you want me to answer. I'll be open up to take it.
Okay, for the purpose of those who just joined us, we would like you to recap on what you said about the characteristics of Digibyte and what makes it very unique. You know, there are a lot of other cryptocurrencies out there. From Bitcoin, we have Ethereum, we have Litecoin, we have so many of them. But what really makes Digibyte as token unique, or what really makes the Digibyte blockchain very unique, you know, from other cryptocurrency projects?
All right. Back to your question. Um, you were asking of the uniqueness of Digibyte that makes every the blockchain Digibyte. Digibyte has a lot of features. Now, there's what we call the Digi asset. Digi asset is basically a secure, scalable layer on top of the Digibyte blockchain, where that allows for decentralized issuance of assets, tokens, smart contracts, digital ID, and other things. So you can see that within the Digibyte blockchain itself, it can do, it can serve as a token. It can serve the function of a smart contract. You can also apply the Digibyte or the DGID, which is a system whereby your your Digibyte account can be used as a signature for, instead of you saving your documents with a password, your Digibyte account serves that purpose for you. So it's more or less a multifaceted tool that you can use, and that gives Digibyte an outstanding chance of serving as a um, multi-purpose blockchain platform. I don't know if I ever
Okay,
answered
okay,
that
yeah,
question.
you have, you have. Thank you very much. Very quickly, so I'd like you to throw more light on what you meant about Digibyte being very scalable. Yeah.
Sorry.
So I would like you to throw more light on what you meant by Digibyte being the Digibyte blockchain being very scalable, especially for the newbies.
All right. For the scalability of Digibyte, um, for other platforms, other blockchains, they are limited. As they've created them, most of them you can only use them as a token or as an asset. But what Digibyte was designed to be, I can hear myself multiple times. Right. All right. So what Digibyte does is you can build on the Digibyte platform. You can create tokens on the Digibyte platform. You can use the Digibyte platform as a Digibyte ID. You can also use it for developing applications. That's what we mean by decentralized apps. So you can see it doesn't limit you. It gives you the opportunity to also use your DGID as a cryptographic tool. So that's the scalability of Digibyte. You can build on it without limits. Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you, sir. I can hear you.
So you can build on Digibyte, the Digibyte platform. You can build on the Digibyte blockchain. You can do decentralized apps on it. You can build your a particular. You can even build assets on it. I don't know if you've heard of DG assets. If you have heard of DG assets are more or less like assets built on the Digibyte blockchain that can be tokenized. For instance, you have you have a building and you want to, you know, tokenize the building such that people can invest on it. Now, all those I don't know if you've heard of all those platforms that will tell you that you can come and farm, and then your contribution, they will issue your tokens based on your contribution, and after a period of time, they pay you for the token that you invested. It's more or less like ICOs and IEOs, but
Okay.
um, what DigiByte is telling you is that you can create digital assets on it and use the DigiByte blockchain for your tokens.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah. So, before we proceed, very quickly, if you have a question regarding what he has said so far, please kindly indicate so I'll unmute you so you can ask your question. Uh, Please, your question should be pertaining what he has just said so far about the Digibyte blockchain token. So, if you have a question, please indicate on the chat section so I'll unmute you and then you ask your question. Okay, Emmanuel just says he has a question.
Yeah, Emmanuel,
Okay, please. Uh,
go ahead.
okay, proceed to ask the question.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah,
Good
good.
evening. Good evening.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
good
you so
evening, Emmanuel.
much for this opportunity, a privilege to join this crypto arena. I'm joining this meeting from Cross River State, Calabar.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So my question is, I went online prior to this meeting to go through what DigiByte is all about, and it's glaring the kind of information I saw, exciting and good reviews about it. So I just have one question, or let me say two. And the
All
question
right.
is, or the questions are, why should I go for Digibyte against Ripple? Why should I go for Digibyte against Ripple that is also among the top five cryptocurrency that one should expect to rise? That is Ripple. So what's so unique about it that I should choose Digit as an option if I'm placed with the two options? And the
Side to
second
side.
question, yes, thank you. The
All right.
next question is, I saw somewhere that the co-founder of Digibyte has been stepped down, blah 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 blah. I hope this doesn't have effects on the Digibyte blockchain as a whole. Thank you so much. These are my questions.
All right. Thank you very much, Emmanuel, for that good question. The two questions are quite valid. Now, um, I'll start with the second question. I'll give an answer to the second question, then maybe the first one. Um, First and foremost, yes, you made mention that the co-founder of Digibyte has stepped down uh, from the Digibyte. Now, um, his name is Jared Tate. Jared, Jaredtate. Now, Jared Tate was among the founders of Digibyte. But what Digibyte operates on is a decentralized system, right? It's more or less a community-driven, community-built um, cryptocurrency where community-built blockchain where all the activities are being driven by the community. So what we do in Digibyte is try as much as possible to separate what we call management, like call it CEOE and COO. DigiByte doesn't have any of those. We do not have a COO, we do not have a CEO, we do not have a CFO. What we have in DigiByte is basically um, a, a community, and every one of us that owns DigiByte are members in the community. So what are we doing? What we're saying is we don't have a CEO, we don't have a CFO or a COO, but we have a community. And within the community is what we have the management. We have the management of the community. And that community has what we call the Digibyte Foundation. Within the Digibyte Foundation, that is where we have the vice president and we have the secretary. We also have a treasurer, just like any other body that is set up. But these people are not the management of Digibyte. They are more or less the management, if I use this term, the management of the community. So Digibyte on its own does not have management, but we have a community. So the stepping down of Jared Tate is to enable the community to manage market C representatives in their capacity. So if you go online and look out for the management of Digibyte, you will never see that. You will not find the CEO of Digibyte, just the same way you can't find the CEO of Bitcoin. You can't find the COO of Bitcoin. That is the concept Digibyte has operated on. But we have community members that manage Bitcoin from their various groups, just the same way I am managing Digibyte from Nigeria. The same thing is applicable to somebody that is managing Digibyte from Netherlands, somebody managing Digibyte from the US. We are all nodes, so we don't have a centralized body to be held anywhere. That is why what Digibyte the neutralized cryptocurrency and platform. So it has to just it steps down so that it doesn't look like there is a figurehead for the Digibyte platform. But yes, we know it was part of the founders of the Digibyte platform. Okay. Then, second question: why do you go for Digibyte as against XRP? Now, I made mention of some points that Digibyte is scalable. You can't build the kind of stuff that you have on Digibyte on XRP. It will crash. And XRP is what we call pre-mined coins. All right? They have a total number of XRP that have been produced, and this is the it. So XRP is more or less a centralized coin, as against Digibyte that is a decentralized coin that is based on mathematical principle. So you can see before you can produce Digibytes, you need to apply mathematical synthesis, which is operatable based on those mining algorithms. And that's why we say Digibyte is based on 5 different algorithms, and we can have the 6th one coming in. And it is scalable. You can see that we can do, and it will work seamlessly. But XRP can't do that. That's one. Two, Digibyte is fast, and you do not require any local transaction fee that you need to pay. If you are going to send XRP will charge you for a particular fee, as the case may be. And another thing is XRP has, yes, it's more or less the banker coin. It's been seen as the banker's coin. The banks want to use it to manage their transactions. But if we're talking about cryptocurrency and decentralized systems and blockchain, Digibyte is the way to go. XRP is a centralized coin and can be managed by the banking we call them bank stars. It's a banking group. So I don't know if that has made any point or any clearer point for you. But if you still need more clarification, feel free to reach out to me.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Okay. Emmanuel George, I hope you're clear on that.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Mr. Gilbert, you said you had a question. Go ahead with your question.
Hello.
Yeah, Mr. Gilbert, can you go ahead with your question? Okay, Gilbert, I think your network is having difficulty. So, Sunday, give you says he has a question, and his question on the chat box says, please, what influenced the price of Digibyte, and what is the potential for growth in value like Bitcoin? So,
Let me let me look at the question again. He says, please, what influences the price of Digibyte, and what is the potential for growth? Now, there is a very great potential for Digibyte. There's a very potential for Digibyte. One. Now, Digibyte has maintained a particular price almost 3 to 4 years. That's the more reason why Enajite left the position so that it can be managed by the community, because it was more or less like a pressure on him as um, the president, that we have to let that go and enable the rest of the community to push in different direction. And that's why you see that from last year we started a full campaign on the DigiByte blockchain to see that we reach out to people globally, reach out to the entire world globally. Um, Now, with regards to the price, um, I don't want I don't want I don't want to stake my neck and say, okay, this is what makes the price goes up, or this is what makes the price stays down. But there is something that is possible. Your ability to your ability to reach out. Somebody's sorry now. You're having a whole back there.
I'm with you. I can hear you very well.
Somebody's shouting at your background, please. Okay. What I'm supposed to do is just mute your phone so that they can hear you. Don't close
So,
your end. Just mute
okay,
it.
okay.
All right. Let me just explain a little bit. So now, with regards to the price and what is obtainable, now your ability as a project to reach out to almost all the exchanges gives your product visibility, and that is what Digibyte has done. Digibyte is on all over 150 exchanges as we speak. And what does that translate? It translates to liquidity, whereby people can actually get Digibyte in over 150 exchanges. Two, Digibyte is a project can scale. So you can actually develop projects on Digibyte, like the decentralized apps that I mentioned. So you can develop an app in Digibyte and it can run on Digibyte. That gives Digibyte an edge to transform into financial gains. So if we observe, I made a post yesterday and I mentioned that Digibyte is about to take off. And somebody was asking me, how do you know? Yes, Digibyte was, or Digibyte partnered with Bidao, a platform in China. And just imagine if 200 million people joins your platform. If 200 million people joins your platform, that will trigger a lot of activity, people trying to buy the Digibytes to have it. So that is some of the things that triggered the price rise for yesterday and this morning, and even up to this afternoon. You will see that the Digibyte price was going up continuously. So that's just one out of the many. And presently, I'm giving you guys an insight into why the price will continue to rise. The US is planning to accept Digibyte officially as one of their major key financial tools. So just imagine if the US permits it, everybody will want to hold Digibyte. So that's why I keep saying these are key investments that you can plug into. Buy Digibyte if you can for now. By 2021, you might be seeing Digibyte around the $1 mark. That would be super awesome. I don't know if I made myself clear.
Yes, that was a good one. Who asked the question? Who asked the question?
Hello.
Sunday. Yeah, I can hear you. Sunday, give Vayo. Are you cleared on with
All right,
Mr. James?
Emmanuel George, please go ahead with your question.
Okay, so had a follow-up question from what you just said now. When I
Yeah.
asked on the group how one can get the Digibytes, they referred me to Binance, but Binance platform seems confusing. I have other investment in other cryptos, but I get them
Okay.
from the Rugo app and Lulu. So, and that's quite simple for me. So, how do I get it directly?
Now,
Maybe I could
now,
just send the funds to you and then you transfer, you buy and transfer for me, something like that. If
I
that's
don't know why.
possible.
eh, What's your challenge with Binance? Is it that you cannot log in, you cannot create an account on Binance?
I have an account. It's funding it.
Funding it. What was the
Yes.
challenge that you experienced? This. Let me just see if I can put you through quickly. Or better still, can you chat me up after now?
Okay. Okay. How about the second option I gave? Reaching out to you
What?
and then sending it to my wallet.
That's not the problem. Do you have my contact?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Okay.
You drop it,
Okoy, is
sir.
he on the Calabar Digibyte group?
I'm not quite sure about that. Uh,
Are you on the Calabar
No,
Digibyte group?
on the central group on WhatsApp, the crypto arena.
okay, send me a message on WhatsApp.
I'm sending my number on the group now so
Okay,
you can chat me up.
okay.
Okay, sir. And then, sir, I've also seen other questions on the group that I think if you answer it, it will be of interest to all of us.
Okay.
So
From
which question is
Gilbert,
that?
There's a
Gilbert
question
says
from
it's a very
Gilbert.
interesting project.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. And
Sorry, I think we lost him. So let's just wait till he reconnects. Um, please, you can do well to invite your friends to join this session so they can learn about the Digibyte blockchain ecosystem while we wait for Mr. James to connect back with us. So you can also prepare your questions ahead also for him because this promised to be an interactive section for us all the benefits. Mr. Gilbert, are you still there with us? So you can share the link to your friends, to whoever, so they can join and learn about Digibyte Blockchain. For Mr. George, if you send me a message on WhatsApp, I can put you through how to use Binance and do it yourself also. Uh, Hello.
Hello, is anybody still here?
Yeah, I'm still here. He connected back.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, sir.
Oh, yes, we can hear
Hello?
you now.
Yeah. Network. Network. Uh, yeah, the network was the challenge. Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes,
Can you
we
hear me
can.
now? So I was trying to. Oh, this Lord Jesus. All right. For
Um,
interesting projects,
Mr. 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 J, don't worry about the chats you missed. I would recap on them from here.
Okay, fine, fine.
Okay.
So on the interesting project, Digibyte is partnering with some um, multinational companies, and I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but that's why I said just go ahead and if you want to invest, if you have 1 million naira, invest 700,000 in Digibyte, and I tell you, 2021 you won't regret. 2021 you won't regret. If you want to invest, this I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but okay, let me not just be your financial advisor. Um, take your decision yourself, but Digibyte is a good place to invest.
Okay. So, Mr. Imam, I hope that is answered. Uh, Mr. Gilbert asked the question: are there interesting projects built on the Digibyte blockchain? If yes, can you share them with us?
I mentioned DG assets. I mentioned what Coinbase is about to reveal very soon, and as it's built on the Digibyte platform, it's easily inter the interoperability is something other platforms are finding it difficult to use. Um, what's that tool again? I can't get the exact word now, but it's something Coinbase is about to integrate on their platform so that they can actually use other blockchains, can operate flexibly and easily on the platform. So, but the other projects, I don't want to reveal that because it has not been official, and I don't want to say what might sound contrary to the team's plan. So I would reserve that particular comment, please. But
Uh,
just keep yourself abreast and informed with what is happening on the space generally.
okay. 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 That's great. Any other question before we proceed? If you have a question, please indicate on the chat section so I'll open the floor for you to ask your question. Um, Cassidy Kingsley, thank you for joining us. Uh, this is
I want to suggest that since you the Google Hangouts is Google Meet is kind of restricting in the sense that you cannot schedule um, the meeting time. Maybe you should use maybe Teams or any other platform that can you can do um, meetings like this. Although the Google meeting is also cool, but I would have loved to have more participants. Um, and how do you get more participants by sharing the same information maybe earlier enough? People have access to the link of time. It's just a suggestion.
Okay, okay, that's taking it off, and uh, we would do that subsequently. Okay, thank you very much, sir. Any question from anyone? Um, Mr. Cassidy Kingsley, this is Digibyte Amma session, and so far we have said a lot of things about the Digibyte blockchain and ecosystem. If you have a question, maybe you like to know, you can ask a question from the chat section, indicate, and we'll give you the opportunity. Okay, so I think there was a network problem there. Hello, everyone. I hope you all can hear me. Uh, yeah, good evening and welcome.
Yeah, sorry, I'm getting okay. I was trying to headphone so I could relax and join the meeting. But
I wish I can hear you. Hello, hello, Kingsley.
So this platform that was created has your wallet, therefore the Digibyte Foundation.
Okay, okay, okay. I think that would be great. Joseph, if you're with me,
You had that.
there's a participant form that was created. So I think in addition to what we did on the participant form, we'll add Digibyte wallet so that everybody who participated in this session should fill their wallet address there on the participant form.
Come on, can't hear you.
Hello,
Can anybody hear me?
I
Can
can
anybody hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you very well, sir. I was saying we created a participant form for this webinar, for this session. So on the
Oh, I
participant
see.
form,
Is it from okay.
okay. So on the participant form, you fill your details and then also your Digibyte wallet. Okay. Cassidy, did you ask a question? I didn't quite get to earlier. If you ask a question, please, uh, you can recap so I can get you clearly.
All right. Please, you reach out to me. Make sure you get their wallet addresses from all those that attended, and I'll forward the Digibyte tokens to you, Digibyte coins to you, so that you can give out to all those that participated.
Okay, okay, okay. That would be great. So there's an area I wanted you to talk about, which is a use case.
that you can join on Telegram. The Digibyte Nigeria group is there. Um, Gilbert is one of my um, group managers, is assisting me there. Then join that group, then also join the Digibyte official group. I will share it on that group. Once you join the group, the Digibyte Nigeria group, Gilbert, are you there? Please, can you just um, paste that group um, address or the group link here so that others can join. Then when they join, you can also follow me on. You can follow me on Twitter. Let me just add my Twitter account here. Add my Twitter account. Um, my Telegram account. You can also follow me. You can also get that to at Telegram. So you can follow me on Twitter, Jenajite. Then on Telegram, that's CryptoGen1. Um, Once you come into the Digibyte group, um, I'll also share the links to the other groups there, so you can join those groups officially. Then you become officially a Digibyte, and from there, your engagements can help uh, propel. People can get to know you. People can get to know you from the content you share, the content you comment on. On Twitter, once you follow, that way, if you follow all the Digibyte groups or the Digibyte handles and all those that work with Digibyte, they tend to know you from your conversations from Digibyte. I have some few friends from Congo that wants to hold AMAs too, so um, I will also be sharing all those informations on the various platforms. That way, you can also engage from there. It's your engagement that brings about the unification and the spread of the word Digibyte.
Okay, I think I got back. I was uh,
Any other comment? Okay.
I was about asking a question before I lost connection. My question was what are the use cases?
Any other comments?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you
Okay,
loud
okay.
and clear.
I was about asking a question before I lost connection. Uh, I was about asking what are the use cases created for Digibyte blockchain and the token.
The use cases.
Yeah.
Now you can use Digibyte in a whole lot of ways. Digibyte can serve as a store of value, but what Digibyte was officially and originally made for is to serve as a blockchain where assets can be, um, applications can be developed, and also as a token or as a coin where it can be used as a peer-to-peer form of payment. So you can see that with Digibyte, it is built with the understanding of making people transfer funds in a peer-to-peer manner at almost zero to no cost in the speed of light. So those are some of the use cases. And you can use Digibyte as a digital signature so that your ID, you don't necessarily have to be typing your password on websites and the likes. With your DigiID, if you have time, just go online, Google DigiID. You see the use case what you can use Digibyte to do. So you can actually use it as a digital signature to sign in into websites, applications, and the likes. Have I answered the question?
Yes, yes. You have done justice to that. So Any other question? Please, any other question from any one of us here? If you have a question, please indicate so I can unmute you to ask your question.
I have a very
Okay,
All right, go ahead.
go ahead.
My name is William. I actually saw lately a particular person known as Rahul. I think he's an Indian. He's in charge of chain, and then he gave some form of airdrop of Digibyte. I really don't know if you guys are aware of, and if it is legit. I just want
All
to
right,
find.
that Rahul,
Yeah,
Rahul what? What's his name?
I really can't get the last one, but I know he's an Indian.
Okay. Now, what happened is they are trying to do what they call what's that word again? Now, in finances, there's what we call aggregation of funds.
Yeah.
Rahul works in a firm in, I think, New York or where, in the US. And what they are trying to do is to aggregate funds for their um, capital venture. It's a capital venture. It's a venture capital firm that he works with. So what they want to do, they want to build their assets on the Digibyte platform.
Okay.
And that's yes, we are aware from the Digibyte end, and I think those are some of the things that I was telling you that Digibyte is scalable. You can actually build a platform on the Digibyte network or Digibyte blockchain, as the case may be, and that is what they did, and that is why he dropped those Digibytes. So the people that participated in the capital venture and the venture capital project.
Okay. Okay. Although they've not really distributed it yet.
No, they are still gathering the funds. Yeah. Any other questions, please?
Okay, one more question, but before I ask the question, um, I just dropped a link on the chat section, so everybody should fill the link so we can get your details for participation. Uh, so you made mention that DigiByte is a community-based project. So since it's a community-based project, are there opportunities for people who want to be a part of this community? And what are the how would they go about this process of becoming part of the DigiByte community? And are they what are the likely opportunities for members of the community? Now, you understand that most community-based projects have a prospect like ambassadorship programs and also access to funding. Should in case you have a project you wish to intend to build on the blockchain. So tell us if Digibyte has such opportunities for people, for members of the community.
Now, Digibyte does not, how do I put it? Okay, just the same way Bitcoin does not have a management team, Digibyte a management team. What we work on is basically community based. So it's not like we have funds. Excuse me. It's not like that we have funds, pool of funds that we kept somewhere that we say, okay, this is for community movement, this is for um, ambassadors, and no, we are more or less volunteers in the Digibyte platform. So what we do is within the Digibyte network and Digibyte community, what we do is um, there is what we call decentralized voting system, where every one of the DGBs are major contributors into the Digibyte platform. What we do is we we vote in a particular amount. How can we raise this? And people contribute willingly to it. More or less a contributory system within the Digibyte community. So if I'm giving, I asked the community, how can I'll be hosting an AMA today. I want to give to the community. What can happen? How can I get this? And I just got some votes. Some people say, okay, I'm giving you 10, somebody 50, another person 20. That way, that is how I collated the token that I'm giving out for today. So it's more or less a community-driven thing. So you must be passionate. You must be passionate on the Digibyte community for you to be able to benefit from it. Yes, it might not be an instantaneous gain, it might not be instantaneous reward, but over a period of time, if you have genuine projects, if you have genuine programs, the community can vote for it. All right.
Okay.
I don't know if I've made myself clear.
Yeah, you have, you have. So, any other question, please? If you have a question, please feel free to ask your question.
Can I ask another question, please?
Go ahead, please. For
Yes,
me,
go ahead.
one.
Now, this is really not more about Digibyte, but I actually want to find out something. Emphasis has been placed about the potentials in which Digibyte actually has, and that I think I stumbled over a page and then it was plastered by some enthusiasts that Digibyte could actually get to all-time high or like 20,000 USD dollar. And Mr. James, we all know you as a very person who has very vastly made mistakes. I want to ask you, do you see this coming? Like, is it possible for Digibyte to go as high as the way is currently?
Yes, the tendency of that is very, very possible. Yes, Digibyte might not do $20,000 in 2 years, but over a period of time, the whole world will move towards Digibyte. I mentioned the key things that separates Digibyte from Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum: speed, cost of transaction, and scalability of the platform. Like I said, Digibyte can take the first 50 blockchains, the first different 50 blockchains, and it will scale on it. If you put those 50 blockchains on the Digibyte platform, they will work conveniently and it still has enough to take more. And it will still work optimally, as in the transactions will be fast, the cost will be cheap. That's the capability of Digibyte. And that's why I mentioned earlier that the United States is tending towards making Digibyte an official. Okay, let me not mention it here. Let me keep that in the bag.
But you can just give us a tip of the iceberg.
Let me keep it in the bag so that you don't quote me. But when I say, if you want to invest in cryptocurrencies, invest in Digibyte. It's a sure bank. It's a sure bank.
Okay, okay,
I don't want
one
to
more
tell you
question.
exactly what it will do, but it's a sure bank. Go
Okay,
ahead,
One more
okay,
let
question.
me
okay,
know.
okay. Go ahead.
One more question. Okay. I want to get into this too. Now, as community members, in which we are all our jobs now, is it to promote Digibyte to the unknowns?
Yes, you are, because you own Digibyte, you are a Digibyte, and you can only spread Digibyte by giving and people by using and giving out Digibyte. So you can encourage people to accept it. In the process of accepting it, you are spreading adoption. Now, I am giving out 50 Digibytes to each and every one of you that has participated. That gives room for spreading. It, cryptocurrencies generally are supposed to be a peer-to-peer transaction thing, but because people are hoarding it or keeping it, that's why you are seeing that it's limited. It's not like getting to the reach of everybody. Just like you saying, okay, I have 10,000 naira, and I don't want to spend the 10,000 naira. How will you be able to get active? How can you be able to get things you want to buy if you don't spend? And it's until you spend and exchange before people get to know that there is this kind of money. If somebody holds a $100 bill, if you don't spend the $100 bill, it will remain with you. But if you exchange it for something else, it has exchanged hands, and that is how it spreads. So that's the same thing with digital currencies too. I don't know if I've made myself clear.
Ilem, I hope that was clear.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay,
Absolutely.
okay, okay. So we'll take maybe one or two more questions before we wrap it up. We've spent 1 hour so far. So any other question before we wrap it up? Hello. Meanwhile,
I have dropped my contacts on the platform. Please do well. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. James Enajite. That's Jenajite on Twitter, and on Telegram. You also see my Telegram ID there, Crypto Jamie One on Telegram. So feel free, follow me, and you get to see the up to date information as things are happening per time or per second. If you're on Twitter, if you're on Telegram, on Facebook, my name is just James Enajite. You can see that on Facebook, but I only use Facebook most times, maybe when I want to, enlighten people on my Facebook Live. My YouTube page is James Enajite. You also see it there. Um, it's it's where I still educate people on cryptocurrencies and also enlighten people on Digibyte, as the case is being. So perhaps maybe the only way you can just be looking out for me on any of the platforms, James Enajite. That's the name. It's just the way it is. So you can reach out to me if you have questions, and if you have meetups, and if you can have close to about 50 persons in the meetups and you want me to speak, I'll be glad to do so. And maybe can also raise tokens from the community. A minimum of 50 persons. Um, we can see what we can do around that for events.
okay,
All right.
okay, yeah. Um, any other question before we wrap it up? And Abraham Fiong, you just joined us. Welcome. Uh, you joined us quite late. So, any further question before we wrap it up? Okay. Once again, this was a very, very interactive and interesting session, and thank you very much, Mr. James Enajite, for finding time to share with us this valuable insights about the.
Now you pronounced my name. You pronounced my other name, Enajite. It's Enajite.
Oh,
Okay, so the name is fine. Fine, fine, fine. Not
okay,
a problem. You can call it Jenajite. That's
okay.
what some people call Jenajite.
Oh, I'm very sorry.
Not a problem. Not a worry.
I'm very sorry. Okay, so thank you very much, Mr. James Enajiti, for sharing us. This is a wonderful insight about the Digibyte blockchain ecosystem. Guys, it's really been interesting and wonderful time. If you joined us late, no problem. This session had been recorded all along, so it's going to be on our YouTube channel so that you can always find time to uh, get back to it. I'll be dropping a link so you can connect with us and also connect to our YouTube channel where this video would be uploaded. So thank you very much, everyone who has found time to join us. Cassidy, Kingsley, Emmanuel George. He's been very consistent from the beginning. Victor Elisha, Gilbert Jokbata, Ikana Uzoma, Ilemukam, uh, and other persons who I can find people, my very self, Joseph Ibinga, Victor Elisha. So thank you very much for joining us. Let me drop the link so you can all engage on it. You know, and if you're not a member of a community, try and join a community because we usually have webinars and section like this where we share information within the crypto space. So I'll drop the link on the session so you can. And also, if you haven't, hello.
All right. Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate you, and John, for the efforts and for all what you're doing for the community. Keep building, keep building. When I when I started my crypto journey, I never knew it was going to go international like that. It actually moved me to the UK. It also moved me to different levels. So it doesn't just stop at you starting something. Consistency, they say, it pays.
Definitely.
You are consistent. When you're consistent in what you do, it opens avenues, it opens arena for you. I never knew I was going to be in the Digibyte global team until just this year, 2020, and everything was just working so fast. So just keep doing what you're doing. You might not see the instant reward. I've always been an advocate of not expecting instantaneous gratification, um,
Definitely.
but doing your little bit, and surely it always pays. It always pays. So just keep up the good job, and thank you guys for having me this evening. I will be glad to come back again any other day to inform you today. Today's zone, I was just trying. Yes, I might not be coherent at the initial stage, but it's still part of me. It's the Digibyte blood flowing. I had a seminar presentation for a university in the UK, and I also had one other meeting before this one. So it's never a dull moment.
Definitely.
Since I manage about 5 different groups, I need to also be at those groups to see what is happening in those groups. Um, but nevertheless, Gilbert is a very good deputy, managing very well for me.
He's doing well.
He's
He's
a
doing
very
well. He's
yeah,
doing well.
yeah. So thank you guys. Thank you guys. I really appreciate you. Talk soon. Talk to you
Thank you,
guys some
guys.
other
Thank
day.
you. I appreciate you.
All right.
Uh,
You guys take care.
Thank you, sir.
So
I really missed it.
John, please reach. Sorry for coming late, Ebra.
hey, bro.
I feel like crying.
Don't worry. No, don't worry. Don't worry.
Don't
Uh,
worry, there will be other avenues again.
anyway, there's a 50 Digibyte giveaway. So fill the participant form there. And put your details your Digibyte wallet address there, so you can receive the Digibyte giveaway.
I'll,
Excuse me,
I'll do that today.
John,
excuse
John,
me.
I have 9 participants here, isn't it? How many participants do you have on the list?
Right now it's 11. I'm seeing 11.
Oh, you are double now. You are Crypto Arena
Okay,
and John.
okay. 10. Let's call it 10.
John,
Yes,
hello, John.
I can hear
Can you
you.
hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, now you said there will be a place where you put your Digibuy wallet. Please, in your form, there's no place where you put your Digibuy wallet. Thank you.
I think.
Please edit that and send it to them, please.
Okay, okay. Let me.
Meanwhile, I'll, I'll forward you just let me have your details so that I can forward it to you so that you reach out to those. All right.
Okay, okay, okay. I'll do
I have
that.
to leave now. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, sir. Uh,
All right. Bye, guys.
good night.
Good
So,
night.
okay. Let me take this meeting off record so we can have a an off record conversation.